tonight's game between the St. Ignatius Wolves out of Chicago and the Potters. This evening's game is brought to you by Bill Clayson Ford and Golfinet Engineering. This time we'd like to give you the lineups for the St. Ignatius Wolves. Starting at a forward is number 21, a 6-foot senior, Michael Evans. The other forward, a 6'1 junior, number 12, Todd Harris. Starting at center is 6'4", number 30, he's a senior, that's Gaddis Rathel. The other forward, or at a guard spot, will be number 22, Don Salunas. And the other guard spot, 5'7" senior, number 11, Don Paluska. Excuse me, that's Pasolka. Let's listen now to our national anthem. For the Morton Potters, they are, as usual, with the two forwards, being Steve Weibel at 6'6", and Andy Kaufman at 6'5". Center is 6'9", Mike Begeski, and the two guards will be Mike McCafferty at 6'3", and 6'2", Kevin Bontemps. The Wolves are back on the floor, and the Potters are just about ready to come out. This game will be starting just shortly. You can just sense the excitement in this crowd. They get ready for the start of this ball game. St. Ignatius comes down here with a 15-4 record. They lost their last time out, but the main reason, or one reason for that, was their 6'4" All-Stater. That would be Gaddis Rathel. One of the outstanding ball players on their team was hurt and was out of that ball game. Right now, the Wolves are tied for first place in the very tough Catholic League in Chicago.
It's been something else since last November. They've been just as consistent as our team has. Our team has been consistently playing well, and the crowd has just been consistently overly enthusiastic for 3.5 months. It sure has helped the team, I know.
We get ready to have the jump at center. Mike Begeski. Rathel will be jumping for the Wolves. Rathel really got up in the air.
He looks like he's a jumper. I think he had 23 rebounds last week. in one ball game, Lindy.
And we got a turnover. Morton gets the ball.
That's been a typical start, it seems like, for Morton this year.
Shot there by Mike Biegeski, but a little bit long. Ball goes over to Morton, or excuse correction, the Wolves get the ball. And we got our first foul against Mike Biegeski.
Now Biegeski.
Well, we've been running 3 different zones in the last couple ball games, and looks like we're starting out in our usual 1-3-1 trap. Of course, this is our 3rd game in 4 days. I think the boys ought to be quite loose and ready to go.
They might be just a little bit sore, too, after that last ball game.
Yes, I saw that game on the cable myself. It looked like it was kind of rough at times.
You know, talking with Norm Reiser before this ball game, he mentioned the fact that this number 30, that Gaddis Rafael, is highly sought after by Northwestern. It'll be interesting to watch tonight.
The other thing's going to be interesting, I see they're in a 1-3-1 half-court trap, too.
There's Andy with his move, and he gets it. Ties her up 2-2. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
There's another
And
turnover.
we had a little traveling, another turnover.
I was talking to Coach Gabrick before the game, asking what type of defense he'd be running, and he said they do a little bit of everything. With zone matchup, there looks like it might be a basket there. Yep.
Just a little bit off as it hits the rim. Shot by Weibel. Another traveling violation, and Morton has another turnover.
Minute and 18 seconds. We've already forced 3 turnovers.
I think basically they're playing a 2-3, but they're bringing Pasulka out a little bit far to pick up at the. And he gets a basket. Heads-up ball playing there by Kevin Bontemps.
4 turnovers.
Well, it's off his foot. They're really hustling on that defense tonight. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. The score: Morton 4, St. Ignatius 2.
That hustle just about had another one.
That's that quick anticipation of where they're passing it, and Steve just cut right in there in front of him. Shot by Rafael, and he gets it. Ties it up 4-4.
Oh,
We got a little bit of a press. Right, Gary, a little bit of a press coming. Wasn't too tough, though. Wasn't too tight. Just going to try to see what we do against it, I suppose. There's Weibel. Oh, he rims it. Good rebound by Steve Weibel. Pass to Cloven, and he goes up for the reverse layup and gets it.
Beautiful driving that baseline.
There we got a foul on Steve Weibel.
Now number 40, Steve Weibel.
That's his first. Wolves get it out of bounds. There's those good hands again, Gary. Like we've said so many times, after a while, things like that just gets the other team a little frustrated. And Mike McCafferty picks up the foul.
That's our third foul already.
They are going to give him 2 shots.
I don't know about that.
Well, he was turning. I don't know what he's going to shoot. I suppose he was. In the air to grab that one.
That adds to his 140 rebounds that he had going into the game.
Got a 3-second violation against Morton. We're going to have to watch these turnovers too, Gary.
Right, the referee just about didn't get down there in time to call that one. He must have been counting up from the 3-quarter mark.
Sure what happened there, Gary.
I think 22 fouled pushing off underneath, I think.
4:32 to go in this first quarter. It's Morton 6, St. Ignatius 5.
I think that's a 1-3-1. Good one.
And Mike McCafferty gets it from the outside. Must have had him with his body. He had the hand on the ball.
That's Mike's second foul. We're going to have to work on those defensive boards a little bit better. I think that's several rebounds they've had already. I understand we started a little slow on the rebounding Saturday night, too.
Well, this Rafael is a good free throw shooter.
He's a strong boy.
And Greg Garrison comes in to replace Mike Legeski.
Well, this is a short lineup out there, really, relatively speaking, for St. Ignatius. And I don't know, they may be a little bit too quick for some of our kids. We do have quick ones, but
I think they're going to give Morton a real test tonight.
Sure starting out that way.
Basket there by Salunas. That makes it the Wolves 9, Morton 8.
See, this is a 1-2-1-1 for diamond zone press. Middle's wide open.
Morton handled it that time. Kevin goes in for the layup and gets it. 10-9 Morton with 3:33 to go in this first quarter.
If we can get it into the center on that press and get the ball down to Bontemps 2-on-1.
And that was Salinas again. He's got that spot where he wants it. I think St. Ignatius calling a timeout. The Wolves go back on top, 11-10. 3:21 to go in this first quarter. Maybe Gary, it'd be a good time to compliment our sponsors. This first half is being brought to us by Bill Clayson Ford, along with Golf-A-Net Engineering. Golf-A-Net Engineering wants to salute the fantastically successful Morton Potters and the graduating seniors. They have them listed here: Dan Chismark, Scott Berger, Greg Garrison, Mike McCafferty, Andy Kaufman, Mike Mageski, and Kevin Bontemps.
I think that might be Steve Weibel in there, too, that they misspelled.
You're right. That is Steve Weibel. I don't know how I could leave him out.
Well, we've got 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter, and St. Ignatius is ahead 11-10. Both teams have committed several turnovers. The shooting hasn't been too bad. The tempo has not really picked up yet, I don't think. I know the St. Ignatius is trying, I think, several different defenses. I know you thought at one time they might have had a 2-1-2 out there, and I know they run a 1-3-1. Now they're in this zone trap press.
There we get a foul on Evans. They haven't had too many fouls yet, have they, Gary?
That's their third foul. They're awfully quick. They're awfully quick, and their press seems to be, could be pretty tough, as quick as they are.
Fade away by Weibel, and he gets it. Morton back on top, 12-11. On the back, and it's a foul. Morton gets the ball, 2:46 to go in this first quarter. Morton leads 12-11.
It's the second foul on Pasolka.
I'll tell you one thing, Gary. These referees are right on top of this game tonight. They're really calling them close.
Well, I've seen those two work several years now. I remember when they were first breaking in. Yeah, they're hard workers, and they'll be there. They've never been guilty of not hustling. I know that. Well, Kevin makes his first one. He went into this game with an 83.7 free throw percentage, and that didn't hurt.
And he gets a second one. Morton goes on top 14-11, first quarter. Great rebound there by Evans. He really got up high, put it back in.
Hey, again, he got an offensive rebound. We've got to stop that. Good pass.
Good play there.
Basic basketball, give and go. Bontemps to Weibel to Bontemps.
That just looks so pretty, though, when it happens.
Another turnover. If we can start blocking them off on those rebounding, I think we could be in business, because we've got them shooting that ball out 15, 20 feet practically every time.
And Kevin gets another one, and Morton goes up on top, 18-13, 1:55 to go in this first quarter.
That's 4 straight for Kevin. He has 10 points already in the first quarter.
Kaufman on the steal, back to Kaufman, back to Bontemps, and he gets it.
Love that, Wendy.
Boy, you can just see the smiles on these people's faces here. They're enjoying it. Of course, I am too, Gary.
We're a little bit surprised that I think we only sold about 500 tickets to Galesburg for Friday night. I think we're selling tickets again tonight. I hope some people can get out there and buy some of those while they're on sale. We'd sure like to have more than 500 people over in Galesburg Friday night. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be playing Normal Community, our 4th game in five days, and Normal has a good ball club. We can't look ahead to that yet, but it's another full week of basketball.
Again, we can thank our sponsors that are bringing us this first half. Bill Clayson Ford and Goffinet Engineering. If you're in the need of a new car, used car, whatever, go out and see Bill. He'll try to fix you up with one.
It looks like they're slowing up a little bit. They didn't like that tempo we were starting to pick up.
When I was talking with Norm this afternoon before this game, he said that they like to play a deliberate type of game. Most of their games are, they score in the 50 to 54, 48, or scores like that, and they don't like to run that much, I don't believe.
Well, as you said, they play in an awful tough league. I was talking to their coach before the game, and boy, the St. Lawrence and De La Salle, who's in first place in their conference, and Leo and Mendel Catholic, Loyola, they're loaded with schools up there, and they're all good.
Well, they get 2 more free throws. That makes score 20 to 15. Morton, 1:20 to go in this first quarter. Kevin Bontemps, and he gets it on a good feed there by Mike McCafferty.
That's 6 straight shots in the first quarter for Kevin. So they got him doing a lot of dribbling.
Good block there by McCafferty. I was watching the block. I didn't see who made that basket.
I was watching the block too. I missed it.
Steve Weibel's going to pick up the foul as he reached over the top when he tried to tip the ball back. That's his second foul. Both teams are in the bonus, so they'll come up with a 1-and-1. It'll be Salunas at the line.
They've made 7 out of 8.
Well, good thing we said that. Maybe that's what will cause them to miss it.
Beautiful,
and Mike McCafferty. 32 seconds. Morton 24, 17 over to St. Ignatius. And a good interception by Greg Garrison. A great pass to Bontemps, and it's
beautiful. Garrison did a fantastic job that time. Anticipated the pass, and looks like he could have been a quarterback for us.
Well, I think McCafferty's going to pick up that foul.
This is Mike's second foul.
Foul number 42, McCafferty.
You know, Greg Garrison has been a pitcher on the baseball team here several years, and you could see him wind up, and he just threw that baseball pass just right on the money.
This Salunas looks like he might be a pretty good shooter. He's made a couple from the corner here, and I don't know, their scoring, their leading scorer, of course, is Rafael with about 16 points a game, so they must have pretty good balance.
Mike McCafferty from the corner.
Now that's the way Mike went at that basket during the tournament way back in November. He just went right up and put it in, and when he does that, I think he has his best luck.
Scored the quarter, Morton 28, St. Ignatius Wolves 19. Oh, if this whole game is like that first quarter, this is going to be terrific, Gary.
A lot of points going up there, and our kids are really looking for the open man. Kevin Von Temps already has 7 out of 7 shots and 2 free throws, 16 points in the first quarter. That's better than I had for my career. My records have us with St. Ignatius has 6 turnovers in the first quarter at least, and we have 3. Now those are strictly unofficial, but I'm going to try to keep track of that because Morton's opponents seem to have so many turnovers, and I just want to see what's going to happen tonight.
Well, we're coming out to start this second quarter, and Mike Biegeski comes back in the ball game to jump center. He picked up 2 fouls early in that quarter, and Coach Reiser had him sit down and let the game kind of catch up with him, time-wise, that is. I was really impressed how high this Rafael got up on that jump at the beginning. We'll have to watch this closely here and see if he can do it again.
Well, we're back with our starting lineup with Mike back in there. Rafael out-jumped Mike again.
Good basket there by Harris. 28-21 Morton. Just starting the second quarter. Fade away by Weibel. Oh, it's just off.
Well, that's 3 on McCafferty.
Foul on McCafferty. And well,
unless we make a few adjustments, Wendy, Chismark might see a little bit of action a little bit sooner than usual tonight, because McCafferty has 3 fouls and Biegeski 2 and Weibel 2 already. Here comes Chismark right now. Dan has done a good job this year when he's come in.
Well, I think there was a little confusion there because Greg was coming in for Biegeski, and then before he got in, McCafferty picked up his 3rd foul, so then they wanted to change and see if they could put him in for Biegeski, but ended up that Chismark and Garrison both came in the ball game with Biegeski and McCafferty sitting on the bench. And the Wolves pick up 2 more free throws, 28-23.
That's 6 in a row for Harris.
A block there by
Good
Rafael.
block. Good block.
Spun in and got that one. 28-25. This press bothering Morton a little bit right now. A little confusion there on the timeout.
Well, that 9-point lead is down to 3 already. 28-25.
6:54 to go in this second quarter.
I think Coach Reiser didn't like the way things looked against that press either, and he wants to get things a little better organized than what we have had them.
You know, Gary, St. Ignatius has a couple of pretty big kids down there on the bench, but they aren't starting. What was it you said about that one kid is 6'9"?
Clemens is 6'9", 170 pounds. He was a starter last year. Actually, they've got 4 starters back from last year's team, but around Christmas time, he broke his ankle, and so he's still kind of just mending, and as a result, he can't move quite the way the rest of these kids are, and so he's taking the time getting back into that lineup.
On the rebound, and he gets it. And we got an offensive play. Good play there. Good defense by Andy Kaufman.
That's the 3rd foul on Pasolka, too. That should help because he's been handling that ball real nice out in front.
He sure has. He's been directing everything they do out there. Past the Y ball, and he just couldn't handle it. Shot there by Harris.
That kid's a good shooter.
You know, most of these kids on that team are real good shooters. They get that open shot, they got it. Feed in there to Andy Kaufman, but
it's our 5th turnover. Up.
To go in the first half, and it's 30-27 Morton over St. Ignatius.
Kind of slowed up here this last couple of minutes.
Mike Bogeski goes up high and gets it. And we got a jump ball.
Good hustle by both players involved.
Kevin gets it.
Good jump.
You know, him jumping that ball that high that time on the jump ball just illustrates why some of these guys make that pass over him, and he goes up and gets it. Weigel gets that one from the corner. 32-27 Morton.
Well, we've switched our zone to a 2-1-2. That was the 4th turnover.
I think he changed pivot foot.
That surprised them a little bit when we come out with that different zone. They had to adjust their offense accordingly, and Pasolka traveled trying to get things straightened out.
Garrison from the top of the key and gets it. 34-27, 4:55 to go in this first half.
2 straight for Greg.
And the Wolves are taking a timeout.
You know, that last time, Wendy, Greg took that shot, he was open, but he could have very well just shot that ball just a little bit short, and Bogeski was open, wide open under the basket. They may be talking about that right now in their huddle, because the defense was definitely loaded over to the right side, and it was almost a 2-on-2, 2-on-1 on the weak side there. So that might be a possibility of something to look for later on this quarter.
You know, I thought there for a little bit it might almost be a box and one with Pasolka just traveling with Bontemps, because he was all over and he moved right around all the front. Now, I don't know whether Kevin went underneath, whether he'd follow me or not.
Tonight's game will be on cable TV, 8 o'clock tonight and 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. Channel 7.
Well, it's been a real good ball game to watch so far. We've kind of gone up 9 points, and then St. Ignatius fights right back. They're a scrappy ball club and going to be a tough team to beat.
Remind you that this first half is being brought to you by Bill Clayson Ford and Goffinet Engineering.
I think a real key is to try to keep this team off the free throw line. As you said earlier, they're dead from the free throw line. They have picked up quite a few points out of those 27 so far.
Gets the ball when Steve saved it. He hasn't missed too many shots. A little excitement there, Gary.
Yes, a little shaky. Say he's open under there, just couldn't handle it. This team continuously goes to the center. I think they're going to have to try to force them outside a little bit. So they like to go right down to that free throw line there, and they've been hurting us there.
Hoffman high with the rebound. Pass out to Bontemps. Over to Garrison. And
Beautiful.
we got 2 points. And that makes it Morton 36-29.
They got that ball down the floor very quick. Very quick.
Nice block by Mike Biegeski that time. Knocked it out of bounds. Morton's really playing a tight 2-3 zone or 2-1-2, whatever you want to call it. Really making it tough as they can inside. Biegeski.
That was a tough one.
That was. I'd almost like to see the replay on that.
I don't think Greg had too much alternative as to what to do to try to make that fake, because the kid was really coming. I think would have blocked his shot.
Another block there by Biegeski. Garrison picks up the loose ball. That basket by Evans. He just backed right into Garrison and drew the foul when he went up, and he's got a chance for the three-point play. Morton leading 36-31 with 2:39 to go in this first half. Well, they finally missed a free throw. Have missed too many.
They've only missed 3.
I think we got an offensive foul that time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, that's Brett Clemens.
I didn't see who had that turnover down here. Do you know who threw that ball away, Wendy?
I think it was Garrison trying to get the ball to Bontemps. Well, we get a chance to see that Clemens now, that 6'9" boy. He's been out for a while.
Guess that wasn't an offensive foul. The basket would have counted if it would have gone in. I thought Greg did a good job down here on that 3-on-1 to, even if they would have made a basket, I thought he did a good job, the best he could do.
Greg gets the first one. 39-31. 2:20 to go in the first half. Morton leading. Good block there. First by Bontemps and helped out by Begeski.
That's 9 turnovers this half. That was kind of a tough one to call, but that's the way it worked out.
You know, Morton has really shut off that middle for Rathale. He just hasn't had much to...
That's right, he's only had one basket. Good save.
I tell you, there's a lot of action going out there. Those kids are really hustling.
And everybody's keeping cool heads.
They sure are. Both teams are really hustling and really going after that ball, playing good heads up. This has been a very fine, well-played first half. Steve gets his shot out front. Oh, he rims it. Garrison on the rebound. He's fouled.
He's playing an outstanding first half, I think. Greg already has 8 points going into this shot right here. Has a couple key rebounds. Did a fine job on this fast break defense down here.
Made a terrific pass down there, that baseball pass to Bontemps.
Right. Good assist.
And he get another one here. He can have a 10-point first half. 39-31, 124 to go. Morton over St. Ignatius. He missed it. But I have to quit saying that. Predict him ahead of time. There's a basket by Rathale.
Basket good by Rathale.
Steve Weibel gets his shot, and it's good. 41-33 with a minute to go in the first half.
Another turnover.
Well, do you think we're going to go for one shot? I guess not.
Coach Reiser's telling him something, but I couldn't tell what it was. I didn't see one finger go up.
Well, 50 seconds, quite a while to go. Now he's calling for one. Now we're down to 40 seconds. He's calling for one. We're going to try to go for the last shot. Well, we're down to 25 seconds. Pressure coming up just a little. We're down to 13 seconds. We're going to go for it here in just a little bit. Weibel goes up. No good. 5 seconds. And Salonis.
Enthusiastic a couple times under the board and got on their backs. But that could be a factor later on. They only have their little guard Pasoka with 3 fouls. And my unofficial statistics have everybody else that has fouls on their team with 1. And Harris has only had, well, he hasn't had any. And he's been a big factor out there.
Well, I think Mike got the tip that time. McCafferty gets the ball. Morton starts off. That quick move there by Bontemps, and Salonis trying to just hold him back from going, and he picks up the foul. That's his second foul. Bontemps with the board, banks it in, and it's a 43-35 game. Got a little excited there and kind of threw it a little bit too high for Steve to handle.
It looked like he was going to hold it up there, Wendy, and I thought that was the right thing to do. And then he just pivoted around and threw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, we really didn't have a break. They had 3 men back on us.
Well, Andy kicked that one out.
Bontemps blocked that from the back. I think if he had no, Big Esky would have got it. Rebound there by Weibel. Big rebound.
Good pass. Foul on 31.
You know, from the crowd, that looks like an easy pass. Just lob it up there, but that's got to just be timed perfect. He and Andy really got that down. That was Bede that picked up the foul that time. Bontemps with a shot. Bethel with the rebound.
That was a good move. He missed it. Good
nice
save.
Move. Saved there by Weibel. McCafferty with 2. Well, that's what happens. They overplay Bontemps and they leave him open, and boy, you just can't do that with this ball club. Outside shot, Weibel again with a rebound. He's adding to that total that he's got, 156 through 5 games.
Good shot.
Great move and shot there by Kevin Bontemps. And Ignatius wants a timeout as Morton takes a 47-35 lead.
Boy, it just seems as though we're getting that ball down the floor faster than usual tonight. I don't know, maybe that's the way it's always been, but we pull that ball down in 2 or 3 passes, it's under the basket.
Yes, we have been moving it down. I don't think they like that running game. They just normally don't play that style. I think that they're just trying keep us from getting a running game with them.
You know, back to McCafferty and the basket he made a minute ago, and going all the way back to that tournament, our opening tournament, when he was averaging 15, 16 points a game, and he played with that enthusiasm, and not only the enthusiasm, but he had all kinds of confidence. And tonight he seems to have a little more of that confidence like he had earlier. When he's got the shot at it, he goes to the basket, and I think he does so much better when he plays that way. Nobody has played harder than him all year, but I think in the middle of the season, he's lost a little offensive confidence, and he's a good shooter, and he doesn't have to.
Oh, he sure is. You know, couldn't be a better time for this whole ball club to be getting the confidence. And I think, you know, if we can go through this series of ball games and get them all, boy, that's got to really help our confidence, and couldn't come at a better time.
Well, as we said before, we don't really know how good we are because the games haven't been too close. But after this stretch, next week and a half, we'll know a little bit more about ourselves. Here we go again. It's a good pass. Just couldn't handle it. You know, Big Mike hasn't scored yet tonight. But he's been doing his usual good job. Guess I talked too quick there.
I just don't know how they call that one. I really don't know how they call that one. I think if the officials saw that on the replay, you know, in the excitement, the quickness of the ball game, it's pretty tough to call them right. I think if he saw that on the replay, he'd probably feel bad about that call.
Of course, he didn't give him a shot. Maybe he thought he fouled him before the shot. Or after or something, because he's not shooting. It's a nice little pass.
Good feed there to Rathale, and he gets the ball in.
That's their first 2 points. They went almost 3 minutes.
Pass into Kaufman, and he gets 2. That's that value of seeing that open man. Kevin had about 3 men around him, but he found the open man and got it to him. There's Steve with a good defensive move when he batted that ball out of bounds. Score Morton 49. Ignatius 37.
They got the big boy back in there.
And we got a foul. I believe it's on Clemens. That's his 3rd foul, and he hasn't really played all that much yet. Chance for the shot, he gets it. 51-37, Morton over St. Ignatius, 4:22 to go in this third quarter. Nice play there by Evans. Really anticipated that pass and went in for the layup.
Good shot by Andy.
Andy Kaufman takes it right to the basket, and it's 2 points. 53-39, Morton. Weiball gets it. Hey, we saw that last night, for a Saturday night, about 4 straight times. Morton 55, St. Ignatius 39, 3:31 to go in this third quarter.
But when Kevin goes down that middle and penetrates, somebody has to pick him up, and he knows whichever way he goes, the man in that corner is going to be open, and it's usually Weibel. That's the 4th basket for Steve. Coach at St. Ignatius didn't like the way things are going here, and another timeout. We have had some awfully strong third quarters this year.
You know, I think if I was a visiting coach and came here to scout Morton, because we were playing, etc., well, I think after I got all the statistics that I'd take and go back home and look at them, I'd say, well, maybe the best thing to do is not even show up.
Well, that's what that coach from Canton said. But we really do, when you look for good ball players and talents in ball players, you look for certain things. And I've said all along, ever since I've seen this team play at the beginning of the year, we've got 5 different kinds of ball players in the starting lineup, and a coach likes to see each one of those types in his lineup, and it's very unusual to find a team like that.
Well, it looks like we're back in our 1-3-1 trapping there. Good block there by Biegeski. Rathale got that rebound, put it back in. 55-41, Morton. Fly ball, bounces out. I think we had a blocking foul that time by Harris. Comes from the corner, and he gets it.
You know, some people wonder with his great penetrating talents whether Kevin can shoot outside, and I think he's showing us tonight that he can.
Good rebound there by Weibel. He tipped it up and then grabbed it.
Beautiful.
Begeski bounces out.
You could just see that play develop as Kevin was bringing it down when Weibel came down and slid to the other side, and then down came Mike. Kevin saw the whole thing. The ball just didn't go in.
There we got an offensive foul. He went up for the shot right into Begeski. And since Morton is now in the 1-and-1, they're going to get the bonus. Michael Begeski at the line with a 1-and-1. 2:23 to go in this third quarter, 57-41. I'd like to also mention our sponsor of the second half is WTAZ Radio, FM 102. You get a chance, turn on and listen to the music and the great entertainers.
Well, that's Mike's first and second points of the game, but you can't just measure Mike's talents at scoring, obviously. He intimidates everybody in there.
There's some good hands, and Weibel comes up with the ball. Weibel from the corner, and he gets it. And this crowd just loves that.
61-41.
Oh, Mike got him from behind.
That's number 4.
That's number 4. That just wasn't the smartest foul that we could come up with at this time.
Well, Greg Garrison's back in.
Greg had a fine first half.
Yes, he did.
Nice shot there by Harris. Contemps at the top, bounces in, and he caught the,
It looks like Harris twisted his knee. Hope that's not serious.
He is in some pain there, we can tell that. I really didn't see what happened. I was watching the ball.
I think it happened as a result when he had the ball, or just about had the ball, and Kevin knocked it out of his hand. I think he twisted his knee.
So far in this ball game, I have been impressed with the way this Ignatius team plays. They play with control, with hustle.
And Todd Harris, the boy that is hurt, has played an outstanding ball game.
He gets a fine hand from this crowd.
And he sure deserves it. He has 12 points and has been all over the floor. That's going to hurt their chances too, Wendy. Because he's going to be hard to replace. They've had a little bad luck this year with Harris just getting hurt and Bethel last week being out, and of course the big Clemens breaking an ankle in Christmas time, so they've had their share of bad luck this year. It's too bad because, as you said, they do have a fine basketball team. You know, with this unusual Monday early evening basketball game, we're probably one of the few teams in the state playing, and certainly in this area. And I think if we would look around, we'd find out that there are some college scouts here looking things over, and I would imagine we're going to find that there's probably quite a few high school area coaches coming over here to watch the ball game to see if they can do anything with Morton this year should they get the opportunity.
Yeah, this would be a fine opportunity for all the Peoria schools in Washington, Pekin, East Peoria, etc. Come around and watch Morton play, because they don't have any games on Monday night. This is a I almost said rained out game. I'm used to that in baseball, but this is a snowed out ball game from earlier in the year.
Of course, the reason why we were able to play this game so early was because I think the Chicago schools do celebrate Washington's birthday today, and as a result, St. Ignatius, not having school, was able to leave early and playing the game early and getting out of here at 9 o'clock or so. They can get home at a reasonable time tonight for school tomorrow. Of course, Norm Reiser was willing to go along with just about anything to get this game in, because he knew the importance of playing it, the caliber of competition that we'd be seeing.
This might be a good time to give you a word about WTAZ Radio, which is FM Stereo 102. Every morning on Stereo 102, be sure to listen to the political humor of Mark Russell, craziness of Gene Charlotte, complete local news, the weather from the National Weather Service office at the Greater Peoria Airport, and the great music of the entertainers. And be sure to follow the Morton Potters in the IHSA tournament action on WTAZ. The Morton Radio's station is WTAZ, where they play the songs for the adults.
Well, you do a fine job on those commercials, Wendell. I'm sure WTAZ was looking at you and scouting you a little bit.
Maybe I can apply for a job out there for the summer months.
Of course, we've got this delay to try to accommodate Todd Harris.
We do have a score 61-43. Morton with 1:23 to go in this third quarter. I know we here at Morton High School, and I'm sure the people in the Morton community, appreciate the Morton Cablevision for Continental Cablevision for putting on these ball games. I've heard many comments that the people in Morton really like what's going on and like sitting home and watching these games. I know they play them twice, and I've had several people tell me that they've watched not only the ball game itself, but then both times on cable. Nice shot there by Rafael.
That's a good by Rafael.
Minute to go in this third quarter, 61-45. And Andy gets a 3-second violation.
That's our 4th turnover in the 3rd quarter, and 13 for the game.
Looks like they've changed their strategy a little bit. They got Rafael playing out a little farther.
I don't think he's been getting enough shots inside.
Great rebound there by Kaufman. Boncamp's up fast.
Beautiful move.
Oh, it went out. That was a tremendous move.
Yes, how he got through all those players and still got the ball in there, I don't know. Well, he got himself in a hole there. Lost his dribble and there was nothing to do. St. Ignatius did a good job defending. That's a nice move.
Good move and a good block by Bontemps. Pasalka really had that stutter step there. Well, but Bontemps came in from behind and blocked the shot. Nice shot there by Evans. 13 seconds to go in this quarter. 61-47 Morton.
I believe St. Ignatius has scored the last 6 points.
And that's the way it ends at the 3rd quarter. 61-47 Morton. And it looks like the Otis group is coming on to the floor. Well, we'll see whether their pyramid can take it tonight.
Tonight for the Outlaw game basketball, number 730115. 730115. Take up your ball, Gator.
That yell, don't they?
You know, we were talking earlier about the importance of Mike Bogeski, whether he scores points or not. We had a 9-point lead at the end of the 1st quarter, and then Mike had to go out of there. He had some foul problems, and we ended up getting outscored by 3 points in that 2nd quarter, and then he started the 3rd quarter, and we built up that 20-point lead. We had him outscored by 14 points, and he again had to go out with his 4th foul, and they scored the last 3 baskets. Mike is back in there now.
Clemens and Bogeski going to jump. And we got the 4th quarter started. Rival from the corner. It's good.
Every time he shoots at it, it looks like it's going to go off to the right, and yet it goes in.
Nice rebound and shot there by Evans. 63-49. Pass over to Bogeski. Well, it looks like we got another boy hurt. Who was that? 21, Evans.
Evans twisted his ankle some way. I didn't see it happen.
Just running down the floor. I didn't see it either. Just right before that, he made that real fine play down there. Got the rebound and put her right back up and in. I think maybe he's going to come out of it all right. penalty. Weibel, he doesn't get it this time. He almost got the steal, though. Good rebound by... Oh, we don't count it. We get the foul. Pasolka fouled. You know, that was a tremendous outlet pass.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. A good feed. Led him just right. Pasolka did about the best thing he could do, although that is his fourth foul.
Pasolka stepped in the lane a little bit too soon, so Andy's going to repeat his 1-on-1 chance.
Well, it looks like Pasolka's really testing Andy at the free throw line.
This time Andy gets it, so he's going to get the chance for the bonus. 64-49, 6:47 to go in this ball game.
We come out ahead on that. We got the 2 points and the foul on Pasolka.
Rathale up with a shot. He gets it. 65-51, 14-point ball game. McCafferty, and he gets it.
He's playing like he knows he's going to put that ball in the basket.
Good rebound there by McGeskey. Morton comes up fast. Over to Weibel. Oh, now he takes it. He didn't get it that time. Good hands there by Weibel. Rathale with a shot, and he gets it again. That kid is tough. 67-53, 5:41 to go in this ball game.
That's 17 points for Rathale now.
Bontemps, he jumps up and gets that little delay there. Hey, I think he jumps up and let the other guy, when he jumps up, start down. Then he shoots.
Yeah, he likes to hang.
That foul was on Evans on the rebound. It's his third foul.
He must have really worked on those free throws during the year, because he's definitely improved from the beginning. He's still improved, even though he missed that one day.
Seems like every time we say something like that, though, they miss. And Andy Kaufman picks up a foul.
That's his first foul. You know, this team is, from St. Ignatius, is constantly trying to get to that middle, and I think that we could do maybe a little bit better job of protecting the middle than we have been. Hey, there he is again.
Well, I think that big hand of Biegeski, that time he blocked it.
I think he got them both.
Great move there by Bontemps. He was in all kinds of traffic and made that little flip with his hand, and up and in it goes. basket there by Evans. That makes it 72-55, 4:30 to go in this ball game. Weibel from the corner. Missed that one.
That's 3 straight he's missed after hitting a couple.
Nice pass there to Evans, and he cans another one.
He's tough on that baseline from both sides.
72-57 with 4:08 to go in this ball game, and Morton wants a timeout. We want you to remember our sponsor for the second half, WTAZ. Gary, what was that announcement?
It said that Todd Harris, who had been injured earlier, did not receive any serious injury, but only has a bruise, and that was certainly a good thing to hear, and the fans gave it a hand.
Well, as I was mentioning, our sponsor, WTAZ Radio, 102 on your dial, FM. We sure appreciate the fact that they bring the Morton Potter basketball games, and they're going to be bringing all the games on the tournament trail this year.
There's been a little talk, maybe I shouldn't say this, there's been a little talk about maybe the possibility of something being arranged over for Galesburg, Wendy. Nothing's been finalized, or maybe nothing can be worked out, but I do know that the Continental Cable Company is working on that, and we certainly should be thankful for them for at least trying to make the attempt, because it is a lot of work, and they've been quite busy this past week.
Well, we got 4 minutes to go in this ball game, 72-57. Pass into Kaufman, a good spin. Oh, it's blocked. Nice block there by Clemens. There's that Evans again.
This team just has not quit. Now they brought that 19-point lead down to 13.
Nice block there by Evans. Oh, well, look at that rebound by Kaufman.
Good pass.
Good pass to Weibel, and he puts it in.
Talk about intimidation, Wendy.
Oh, I guess. That ball hit 2-3 feet above the basket.
That's an intangible, and yet it is a tangible. What Mike does in there on defense. There's a good feed
there. Good pass to Kaufman, and he gets it. Nice play there by Evans. Hey, that kid has looked pretty tough here.
That's 20 points for Evans now, Wendy. He's scored 14 points this half. I think it's more exhaustion than anything else. He's played hard. There's little Jimmy Stagg out there.
Well, Kevin will be at the line with a 1-and-1.
Kevin has 28 points right now, about 2 points over his average for the year.
Well, he got the first one. He gets a chance for the bonus. That makes it 78-61. 2:39 to go in this ball game. Salunas on that basket. He hadn't had a shot for quite a while.
Well, that's the first basket he's made this half, but I still think he's a nice basketball player.
looks like Morton's going to spread it out, go to their four corners.
Well, the fans don't like it, but this does give them an opportunity to do something. They haven't been able to work on that.
Yeah, it's important that they're able to do this.
That's part of the game. There's a good move. Good rebound.
Rebound by Weigel. Goes back up again. That's just plain old great hustle.
Well, that's definitely part of a team's offense or repertoire to be able to hold the ball. And we haven't had that opportunity this year, and fans don't like it, but they should understand that. This is one reason why you hope for a game that's a little bit closer to get to do some things like that. (79-63), a 16-point ball game.
Salunas again, and he gets it.
Pass by Mike Bulgeski.
81-65, 1:22 to go in this ball game.
It's a fifth foul on Pasolka. Good defense.
And the crowd here is giving him a standing ovation.
Well, we have some replacements right now. Scott Berger's in. Dan Cheesemark's in. Greg Garrison's in. And Kevin Bontemps and Bulgeski stay in the ball game. 81-65 with a minute and 17 seconds left. Parker replaces Pasolka. Ignatius has hung in there. They could have folded quite often, but they've hung in. What a move, a beautiful move.
Great shot there by Kevin Bontemps. Seconds to go in this ball game. 83-65. Well, Morton could make it 20 right now. 20-point lead. Coming into the ball game. Bontemps and Bulgeski get a fine hand. Well, that was Clemens that went up with it and put it in. I don't know whether he's going to count it. He does count the basket. He gets a chance for the three-point play. 6 seconds to go in this ball game. Well, I think it's safe to say that Morton's got their 22nd win, Gary.
Yes, I think so.
I'm a great predictor, aren't I? I really go out on a limb.
There's that arm again.
Morton, 85. St. Ignatius Wolves, 68. This has been one great basketball game, Gary. I've really enjoyed it.
Yes, it has. It's been one of the best we've had here. Westinghouse gave us a nice ball game, but I enjoyed this one just as much.
Players in both teams are shaking hands. The crowd's coming out and shaking hands with some of the St. Ignatius players.
It's been a fine ball game, and I've seen us play consistently fine basketball the whole year, and I've seen Kevin Bontemps play consistently fine basketball the whole year, but I think this has to be the best all-around game that I've seen Kevin play. I didn't get to see that Bloomington game, but he had 32 points tonight, and he had a lot of assists, and he just did an outstanding job.
Well, let me run down the scoring totals as you have them, Gary. For St. Ignatius, we have Evans with 20, and Harris with 12, and Raphael with 17, Salunas 14, and Clemens with 3. There for Morton, we have Kaufman with 15, Weibel 15, Mageski 2, McCafferty 10, Bontemps, as you said, 32, Garrison 9, and Heffelfinger right there at the end picked up 2 points. Well, again, Gary, it's been fun doing this ball game. We would like the people to recognize our sponsors. This second half was WTAZ Radio. And, Gary, I want the people to know that they ought to go out and check with our sponsors. The first half was Clayson Ford and Goffinet Engineering, and the second half, WTAZ. We'll bring you Morton Potter basketball. Tonight's first half will be sponsored by Bill Clayson Ford. Tonight, bringing you this game will be Wendell Good and Ron Patterson. This time, we'd like to pause for a word from Bill Clayson Ford. At this time,
stick with it.
I'd like to give you the starting lineups for this ball game tonight between the Rockford Auburn Knights and the Morton Potters. The Rockford Auburn Knights are coached by Mr. Ken Barnes. They bring here to the Potter Gym a 19-1 record and have at present time are rated 8th in the polls. At a forward spot, we have a 6'3" senior. He'll be number 30. That's Pat Taylor. The other forward is a 6'5" senior. Number 31, that will be Les Hansen. Then at the center spot, 6'5" junior, number 33, Derek Dill. And they have 2 fine guards. One, a 6'2" senior, number 22, Sam Joyner. And then a 6-foot guard, a senior, number 11, Bobby Anderson. And the Morton Potter lineup will be the same as usual. At one forward will be a 6'6" senior, Steve Weibel. He'll be number 40. The other forward, a 6'5" senior, number 52. That's Andy Kaufman. Then at center, we have a 6'9" senior, 54, Mike Bageski. And the Potter 2 guards, one 6'3" senior, number 42, Mike McCafferty. And then the other guard, a 6'2" senior, number 20, Kevin Bontemps. Potters are presently 20-0, going after their 21st victory.
Well, I think, Wendell, tonight the fans should be in store for probably one of the best high school basketball games that is being played in this area tonight. The Rockford Auburn Knights, a member of the Big 9 Conference, as you have already indicated, have amassed a record to be proud of. They've beaten such teams as Rockford East, Rockford West, Freeport, Belvedere. One of their big wins at mid-year was over Beloit, Wisconsin, which finished second last year in the Wisconsin State Tournament. So they certainly should provide some formidable opposition for our Potters tonight.
We want you to stay tuned at halftime. We have a real good program coming up at halftime. The Midwest Gymnastic Academy of Morton will be here performing. And now the Potters are going down to the dressing room to get their final words from Coach Norm Reiser. And shortly after this, I think the Rockford team is leaving, and we will be having our national anthem.
While we're waiting for some of the pregame festivities to begin, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Morton High School to thank the Morton Boosters Club, which provided us with some great assistance this morning in selling some advance tickets for the Galesburg game next Friday. And for those people who are viewing tonight's game, we would like to mention the fact that there are still plenty of tickets available for next Friday's Galesburg game. They will be on sale at the Morton High School main office all next week, right up to Friday afternoon before the game.
Now getting ready for our national anthem. I'd mention the first game tonight, the Sophomores from Morton took a 66-43 victory over the Sophomores from Auburn. The score was very close through the first three quarters, and in the final quarter, Morton's press proved too much, and they pulled away to about a 17-point victory.
I was especially impressed in that first ball game the way our sophomores were able to take advantage of some cold shooting by Rockford Auburn in the start of the fourth quarter to pull that ball game out. Coach Steve Shupp and his sophomore basketball team have amassed a fine record themselves this year.
You know, I can sure sense the excitement in this crowd tonight. They know they've got a ball game on their hands. Some of the games Morton's had this year, why, you almost knew the outcome before you played. Boy, tonight, everybody feels that this is going to be one to watch.
Well, this could be one of the severest tests that we've had so far this season. And I think it's an excellent opportunity for our team heading into the tournament trail to be able to be provided by this kind of opposition.
I think most people realize that this is a game that was postponed earlier in the season because of the bad weather, and the Potters are having to play 4 good ball games in 5 days, this being the second one. Monday night, St. Ignatius comes in here from Chicago, and then Tuesday night is a game with Normal Community.
And of course, all those ball games will be televised on Continental Cable Channel 7. I think it's interesting to note that some people were a little bit concerned because of the 4 games in 5 days, but I know in talking with Coach Reiser earlier in the week, he feels that it's a very similar situation to what one will face if we are fortunate enough to get down to Champaign. So these next 4 days, beginning with last night, should be some excellent experience for our ball club.
We're getting now ready for the center jump. Mike Begeski from Morton. And it looks like Sam Joyner is going to do the jumping for the Knights tonight. And here goes the ball game. Begeski the tip to McCafferty. Looks like they've got a 2-3 zone to start with. Weibel gets his shot. Rebound, Kaufman just out.
Talking with the assistant coach earlier in the game, they mentioned the fact that if they can control the boards, they like to move the ball up and down the floor with some speed.
Interception there by Weibel. Von Temps missed it again. Bobby Anderson likes to get that ball up the floor quick. Good block by Begeski. Good defense there by Mike. Pass into Kaufman. He gets it. Morton takes the lead, 2-0.
And he kind of forced that one up there, but he got it down.
Of course, Morton's in there trapping 1-3-1. They like that long pass into Les Hansen. Twice now they've tried to force that ball right underneath to Hansen. Once it was blocked, and this time he drew the foul.
I would assume that they're going to try to get the ball inside and force our big people possibly into some foul problems early in the game. They're not exceptionally large, but 2 6'5" boys and 6'3", the way they can jump, they will be providing us with some opposition on the boards.
And he gets them both. Makes a 2-2 ball game. Pass intended for Kaufman, just out of his fingertips. Blocked by Begeski. Von Temps. Kevin spun right through the middle, up and in. 4-2, Morton. There's that long pass again, the shot by Dill, and he cans it. 4-4, 6:14 to go in the first quarter.
The intensity seems to be very high right now to start this ball game off.
Layup there by Joyner.
There's an example of how they're going to take any long rebounds and hurry the ball up the floor for the easy shot.
Shot there by Begeski that bounced out. And he traveled. Traveling there by Taylor. They are quick, Ron.
They sure are. As I mentioned before, this is the kind of competition that we haven't seen in the last few weeks, and I think our ball players will be provided with some good experience in this ball game.
Good ties it up 6-6. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
I haven't seen too many high school players that are able to maneuver around the basket as well as Andy Kaufman is.
We had a foul there by McCafferty. I don't think the basket's going to count.
Rockford Auburn at this point in the ballgame moves the ball real well, and especially bring it back to the weak side, trying to take advantage of our lapse in the zone defense.
Offensive foul that time on Taylor, and that's a turnover for the Knights. Cafferty takes the ball out, throws it in to Bontemps.
Big Mike did an excellent job of taking away the baseline that time, causing that turnover and offensive foul. That's something that Coach Reiser, I'm sure, is happy to see.
Pass into Kaufman. He worked hard, but the ball rolled off to the side.
They were in a 1-3-1 offense the last time down the floor.
That tip in that time by Dill. He tipped it 3 times and finally got it. That makes it 8 for Knights and 6 for Morton. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Long pass, it goes out of bounds. Morton ball.
Right now they're winning the battle of the boards 7-1.
Another block there by Vigersky. Kaufman picks up the loose ball. Offensive foul that time on Bontemps. He spun around, he spun right into the man.
So far, Rockford's done an excellent job of shutting off the middle. I know most teams like to do that to Morton, especially the way Kevin maneuvers, but very few have been able to do it as effectively as Rockford has the first part of the ball game.
That basket by Taylor makes it 10-6. Auburn leading. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. And there Kevin uses the board from the side and gets it 10-8, Mark.
He has an uncanny ability to use the board from that distance. I don't think I've seen anyone do that.
Kevin gets it, and he scored. That ties the ball game. Steal out front. Kaufman pass to Bontemps. And another steal on that defense. Kaufman that time. Kevin again. Rims it. Steve Weibel comes down awful hard.
Well, Steve did an excellent job of getting to the offensive board. There was a man between he and the basket, but he just muscled him out of the way. He did take a hard fall, and it looks like he may have hurt himself slightly, but he's back up on his feet now.
Looks like Morton's defense come a little bit more alive. They're hustling a little tighter, and it forced a couple turnovers there.
We have become more active the last 2 trips down the floor, and I think we're going to have to put that kind of pressure on the ball handler, considering the fact that they've been able to get the ball inside fairly easily the first part of this first quarter.
And Garrison comes in to replace Weibel.
I think Norm's going to make sure that Steve's all right before he puts him back in the ball game. May have skinned his elbow a little bit. He's moving back towards the scorer's table right now.
And Vigersky gets another block. That was Taylor on that basket. Auburn has a 12-10 lead at the time. 1:39 to go in the first quarter. Bontemps cans one, ties it up, 12-12.
Big Mike's got 4 block shots already in the first 6.5 minutes of this ball game.
There's another turnover. Good hands, good hands.
That's the kind of outside shot that Greg usually is pretty effective at. May have misjudged his distance a little bit there, but during the next few weeks, we're going to need some outside shooting when we play some teams that are effective defensing us. Rockford's turned the ball over 4 times thus far in the ball game.
There's another one. We anticipate where that ball's going about as well as any team I've ever seen.
I think that's a value that can be seen from these players having played so long together. They can anticipate each other's moves real well.
Hoffman gets it. Hoffman with that scoop layup. And Morton takes a 14-12 lead, 33 seconds to go in this first quarter.
I think Andy was surprised to see the lane was as open as it was once he got the ball and faced the basket. He just took it to the hole.
Mike McCafferty forced the jump. Gonna jump with Hansen.
Well, Mike's a scrappy ball player. He's not afraid of contact.
Steve Weibel comes up with a loose ball. For the timeout for an injury.
That's Les Hansen. I think he may have turned his ankle coming down from that jump ball situation. At this point in the ball game, Morton's been out rebounded 10-2. And we're going to have to do something about that kind of rebounding figure if we want to maintain this 2-point lead.
We have 14 seconds remaining in this first quarter. 14-12 score. Morton over Rockford Auburn. Bontemps gets it off of the boards. That's the end of the first quarter. Morton 16-12. And this crowd is excited.
Unofficially, Wendell, I've got us 8 field goals out of 17 attempts. And Rockford Auburn at this point is shooting 50%, 5 out of 10. As I mentioned earlier, they're out rebounding us 10-2, and several of those rebounds have been on the offensive board. We're going to have to shore up our defensive rebounding a little bit. But we have caused them some turnovers here in the last 3 minutes, which have enabled us to take this 4-point lead.
Mike mentioned that was Kathy Bageski that did that back flip off of the top.
I think it's obvious to our fans the kind of support that our student body as well as our community has given our ball club all year long. And I'm sure that's going to continue in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, I think Sam Joyner's coming out to jump again. They list him only at 6'2". Bageski gets the tip off to Bontemps. He gets it back to Kaufman, and he puts it in. And Morton takes an 18-12 lead. Start of this second quarter. Would like to mention that Clayson Ford is our sponsor for this first half of this ball game.
They lost a little size there in exchange that was made at the end of the first quarter. Hansen's out. Paul Conkling is in, and he's about 5'10", so they lost about 5 inches. There's another turnover forced by our excellent defense. We got a 5-second call on an inbounds play. They're still in their 2-3 zone.
Rebound Bagaski. Rebound McCafferty. And Steve's going to go again. A little bit short. Weibel again. He puts it in. Well, we're improving on our rebounds. That was about 4 in a row there.
Just an excellent hustling job by Steve Weibel to get that offensive rebound.
And Bagaski, another block. Bontemps is fouled. The ball just hung on that rim. It fell out.
Well, we certainly come out this second quarter fired up. And it's enabled us to increase our 4-point lead to the point now where we could be up by 10 if Kevin can make these 2 free throws. Seems like every time an announcer talks about somebody making a free throw, they miss.
Well, Kevin can't be missing too many because he's hitting his free throws at about 86% for the year. Good block that time by Steve Weibel and a rebound by Kaufman. Out to McCafferty. He gets it. All right. And Morton has 11-point lead, 23-12, 6:23 to go in this second quarter. And this crowd is really liking it. Blocked there by Weibel again. Bagaski blocks. 2 blocks in a row, one by Weibel, one by Bagaski. They're forcing it inside, but we're being tough on them in there, Ron.
We sure are.
And Auburn wants a timeout.
Well, if we can maintain the intensity we've had in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter, Rockford Auburn is going to be shaking their heads by the time they go in at halftime. Coach Ken Barnes is trying to provide some answer to this 11-point lead right now. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him come out with a little bit of full court pressure.
Would like to take this opportunity again to mention that Bill Clayson Ford is helping sponsor this ball game. They're sponsoring the first half. You get a chance, go on down there to Bill Clayson Ford and pick you up a new car.
It's been a very clean played ball game. Fouls called on either team.
Nice basket there by Anderson.
As I anticipated, here comes a full court pressure.
There we picked up a foul on Taylor. And Morton is not in the bonus. Therefore, we'll only get it out of bounds.
I only have them for 3 team fouls at this point in the second quarter.
Pass into Kaufman, back out to Bontemps, and he cans it. 25-14, Morton over the Knights from Rockford Auburn.
Boy, it's really gratifying to see Kevin take that outside shot and be able to make it. I know there's some people that have question mark in their mind about his ability to shoot outside.
That was a nice move there by Sam Joyner. Took that ball in there right against Biegeski and went up for the shot. I believe we got a foul there on Anderson. However, Morton will still only get the ball out of bounds. They are not in the 1-and-1 yet.
As I was mentioning earlier, there's some people that question Kevin's outside shooting ability, but he really hasn't had to shoot the ball outside much this year. He's been able to get inside almost any time he wants to.
Hey, there's a nice basket by Mike McCafferty.
Therein lies one of the values of this ball club, and they can't really rely to try and stop one player because all of our people are able to score.
There's that tip, steal by Bontemps, and foul on Auburn. Foul was picked up by Williams.
Wendell, it's uncanny the way that Kevin is able to pick that ball off. I've seen it happen so many times this year where it would appear it's obvious to the offensive players that he's there. But they still try to either throw through him or throw over him, and he's able to pick it off so many times.
I think what happens there, Ron, is most players, you know, they're looking with his arms up, and they throw over what would be normal top, but he just jumps about 3 or 4 inches taller than you think, and he's right there to get the ball. In practice, they throw it over that kid that's right there.
Probably very true. Of course, he's awfully quick with his hands, too.
Basket there by Joyner. I don't know whether they'll count that or not. They are counting the basket. He has a chance for a 3-point play. Foul was on Biegeski. That's Mike's second foul. That makes the score 27-18, Morton.
Being former coach, I have a tendency to be a little critical of officials. I thought Mike did a good job of going straight up and down that time. I didn't see the contact.
Mike got up for that rebound like he really wanted it. There's that feed into Kaufman. Well, Taylor did show some real quick hands there. A little scuffling going on down there. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Well, I think Mike wanted to establish position on the lane, and a few of the Rockford players wanted the same spot. Of course, he has a right to one of those spots.
I believe they got McCafferty on a foul then. He went up high for that rebound, but must have pushed off a little bit.
He was just a second late getting to the offensive board. Sam Joyner had the better offensive position, and therefore Mike had to foul him.
That was McCafferty's third foul, so Garrison's coming in to relieve him. We have 4:29 to go in this second quarter. Score 27-18 Morton. Joyner gets the first of half of the 1-and-1. And gets them both. That brings the score 27-20. Morton over the Knights.
Rockford has had a very balanced scoring effort so far in this season. As their assistant coach was telling me before the game, 4 of their starters averaged between 11 and 15 points.
That was Joyner again. He really forced himself in there and got up there strong.
Yeah, he's come alive in the last 2 minutes. That's his third field goal along with 2 free throws.
Weibel again with those quick hands, and this time he gets it. And that makes it 29-22 with 3:40 to go in this second quarter.
Just an excellent job of hustling by Steve. And it paid off for us with 2 points.
That basket by Dill. That brings it 29-24, Morton.
Bobby Anderson, in trying to defense, Kevin, is trying to pick the ball away from behind, which he was successful at doing that time, but they're liable to fouling.
Interception there by Greg Garrison. And the Potters want a timeout. We're going to talk it over with 3:07 to go in this second quarter. 29-24, Morton over to Auburn. You know, Auburn has only one loss. They have a 19-1 record. And that loss came to Rockford East, which is a team that Morton will play here 2 weeks from tonight.
They lost one of their big players who was their best rebounder at the time. Young man named James Reed, who was about 6'7" and had been playing center. And he transferred to Detroit, Michigan about 3 weeks ago, which has given an opportunity for a couple of other younger players who've gotten a chance to play in the last 2 weeks. And Coach Barnes feels that in the next 2 weeks they'll be about ready to play in a tournament competition. You mentioned next weekend's ball game with Quincy at Quincy, which will be another big test for them. They're in a similar situation as the Peoria schools in that they play each other most of the time and don't get a chance to go outside their conference.
It looks like Auburn has gone to a man-to-man defense right now. Hoffman went up hard, got the pass in there, but he's fouled. That foul was on Dill, and he goes to the line 2 shots.
This is only the 3rd trip to the foul line that Morton's had so far in this ball game. Having some difficulty with the score. Accidentally, the scorekeeper had to put up 2 tallies on the Morton end of the scoreboard. Unfortunately, the Rockford coach caught it.
Well, it really doesn't matter what's on that board. It's what's down in that book, Ron.
That's right.
And he missed both of those. 29-24 Morton with 2:50 to go in the second quarter.
What's amazed me in earlier ball games this year is how so many teams have taken the ball on their first pass to the corner. I think the officials are going to have to be a little bit quicker blowing the whistle on those jump ball situations. Many times that's when the scuffles start. Well, Greg was hustling after that rebound. He just had the misfortune of letting it slip out of his hands right on the end line. That was a good call by the official.
That's Kevin Bontemps. 31-24, 1:56 to go in this second quarter. And there's that steal again. Long pass to Bontemps. Couldn't quite control it.
It's only our second turnover so far in this first half, which was another excellent defensive maneuver by Mike Ignatius.
That sure was. I don't think Dill can argue one bit. He hit him square on.